and welcome back to F1 Fantasy with me, and today we're doing the Spanish Grand Prix in Spain. FP3 finished mere minutes ago, so I have to do this relatively quickly. The clock is ticking down in the top corner there. 1 hour and 51 minutes to go until submissions are locked in, and a bit of an unusual session, I will say. Ferrari did their qualifying runs very early because they wanted to focus on the race pace recovery from yesterday. So their times, quick, weren't set at the optimal time of the session, of course. And yesterday's race pace for Ferrari was miles off. But then again, today they did some long high field runs and they were back. But the big elephant in the room is Mercedes. They've decided 6 races in, we're actually going to show up. So now we actually have to consider them in our team. And they're a little bit difficult because they're a little bit expensive. So even if you get rid of Alonso, the cheapest is George Russell at 23 million. And his price has come down 0.3. So whether you can get him in or not is a struggle. You know, even like Hamilton's no chance unless you totally rebuild, which you could do. I imagine. I'm pretty sure we'll cover that later on in the video. We'll see if you can actually rebuild the team around Mercedes and Hamilton. See, this team is impossible. You cannot get the Mercedes in. So George, sorry, you're out. But what I will say is I will take Mick Schumacher out of this team. His brakes caught fire in FP3, looking very unlikely. I think Bottas, you can come back in. If we head over to the live timing, he was in the top 10. Same with Magnussen. Norris is there as well. I think Norris could be a cheeky little shout. But he's 15 million, doesn't leave you anything for your final 2. So you want 2 roughly around about £8 million people. Magnussen, once again, top 10. He can stay. I know I took him out, but that was more for the Mercedes. So Magnussen in, leaves you 10.6 million to spend. And I'm going to throw it in on Lance Stroll. I know the timings don't suggest that. 16th. But he's the best value we got. Oh, no. Let's go with Tsunoda. This is with Tsunoda. It's between Stroll and Tsunoda, and it's who do I have more faith in? I think Lance Stroll, because they've upgraded that Aston Martin. So, for this team, we've made a couple of changes. We've redistributed our final 3. We keep Verstappen and Leclerc. Obvious, isn't it? For the Ferrari car stays. It's also now on a qualifying streak. And it's not on a race streak. Leclerc is on a race streak, so he's earning extra points. This team value has gone up as well. So, this is the first team. Now, this team, I think we can get a Mercedes driver in if we remove Perez and Sainz. I know it's his home Grand Prix. I'm so sorry, Carlos Sainz. And we stick George Russell in. He's the cheaper of the two. Or you gamble it all and go on Hamilton. But Russell, he was P2, so it makes sense to put him in. Leaves you 12.8 million. And traditionally, we've got to have at least one Spaniard in for the Spanish Grand Prix. So we'll stick Alonso in. If you check the timings, he was 13th. But it's this, or we try and build it around Sainz, and he hasn't really had to measure with Leclerc all season. He's 5-0 in qualifying, so I think we'll stick with this. So Team 2 changes. Keep the Alfa Romeo car because Bottas and Joe look quite decent in it. So Russell in for Sainz, Alonso in for Perez. Leclerc and Verstappen can stay. Magnussen, he's doing fine. Keep the Alfa Romeo. Now this is the mucking around team. This is what I've been using this one as. This is our little, or my particular. I will just change it up regardless of each race weekend. So is there a clear all? I don't think, is there? There is a clear all. I didn't know that. So this team's now worth 101 million, which might need a little bit of finagling. So we'll go Hamilton, Leclerc, get in the van, and we'll go Perez. We've got Red Bull, and top 3 constructors basically. Constructors car, we're going to go with the McLaren. Leaves you 2 8 million drivers then. But you can get away 8.1 million is the average here. I think Magnussen is a decent one just because he's cheap and he's quite good. He's a regular point scorer, like, you know, consistent for the season. 27, 14, 18, just consistent. Apart from Miami and Australia, 2 outliners there, but otherwise pretty solid. So Magnussen we can get in, and then leaves you 10 million, which I think we can go. You'll go with Bottas. So this is a bit of a Maverick team. Completely changed from this team. Only Leclerc, and I think probably Magnussen survives here. This is the first time we're using the McLaren car, so don't let us down, McLaren, this season. You know, highs in Imola and Australia. You know, solid, was it P5 and P6 in Australia, and then the lucky Lando Norris podium in Imola. So, and Lando did show he's in 7th, so solid there. So this is it. This is the changes. But I will recommend get Mercedes in your team if you can. Don't break the bank for them, because they're probably still only at worst be P5, 6 in the race. You know, they're not going to win this weekend. They're an outside chance at a podium if everything goes a little bit awry for the top 2 teams. But they are there or thereabouts. So get one of them in if you can. It's important. But thank you all very much for watching. It's been a pleasure doing this week. Finally, actually being able to make some decent changes and not just say, oh, keep Leclerc and Max. We actually have a 3rd team to consider in the Mercedes. But as I say, thank you all very much for watching. Stick around for Monaco next week. Subscribe for these weekly. Every race weekend we do one of these. To FP3, get it uploaded, get your team sorted out, and get them sorted. And that's about it, really. If you do enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe is free if you want. Don't have to unsubscribe. You can unsubscribe later. And that's all. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, and goodbye.